Well, I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest, but I ordered a Momo, the Mod 78.
Nice.
So that's what I'm going with next. The shifter knob, if you look in there, it's from a Prelude around the same gen or same era.
Okay.
Because the CRX one had white lettering for the shifting numbers. And same with the cigarette lighter. It's orange, the little markings.
Gotcha.
So that's also from a Prelude. So I kind of wanted to match the cluster gauge because the cluster gauge is orange on these cars.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of look at it when I drive, you know, those little details.
Little details, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, it's all stock. Plastics are all stock. On the rear, I mean, I got the optional rear speakers, but I don't have the covers on right now. But typically, they do come with the optional covers, and that's what I have. But I just
super hard to find now.
Yeah, I just don't use them because I'm always adjusting like the rear suspension, trying to play with it. So I just leave them off. It's easier instead of like taking them off every single time you got to do an adjustment.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Other than steering wheel and bucket, any other plans for it? You want to keep the whole interior, the carpet?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the whole interior. I'm not gonna strip it out.
Good.
I'm not gonna lose that much weight from doing that. Maybe like 10 pounds if I do. It's already pretty light as it is. But yeah, keep it original as I can.
Love it, dude. Let's talk about the beast.
The beast.
Let's talk about the beast. What's
Okay.
the power plant on this car? Let it be K, let it be K, let it be K.
So I got a whopping 79.9 wheel horsepower out of this engine. I've had it dynoed.
So, I've had it dynoed. You're like, I'll show you guys numbers. Don't think I'm lying. That's
I actually did have it dynoed because I was going to community college taking some auto classes, and they had a dyno at Saddleback College. And I took the car in because, you know, they're like, hey, bring your cars. We'll teach you how to, like, you know, read the numbers, read the graphs, like set up the car for a dyno. And I was like, screw it, I'll take the car. and I put down 79.9 wheel horsepower, but that was before the header, so I might be pushing 80 now.
Yeah, what's up?
So, doing a
and
little
it was
more.
a hot day too, so we don't know.
A hot day, yeah.
80 horsepower, 2,000 pounds. I'm sure it's a joy to drive. So, what are we staring at, Sylvester?
The stock motor, EW4 is what it's called. It's a 1.5 liter engine. Not much to look at. It's just all original again. The goal with this car is to be all original. I do have plans to go one day with a B swap.
Okay.
So
Like what, B16 or something?
not sure yet. I wanted it to be carb legal, so I don't run into issues with like getting it reffed. One of my buddies have gotten problems with getting reffed and stuff, so I'd rather just keep it legal, not run into any issues here in California.
Okay.
Put too much money into the car to get it impounded.
Sentimental value too, on top of that.
Yeah.
So stock engine, you said 1.6, you have aftermarket header.
Yeah, they're the DC, but it's actually the 1.5, not 1.6.
Oh, 1.5, sorry, 1.5. I don't think we ever see anything below 1.6. Okay, 1.5. Any other upgrades? I see you done the spark plugs.
No, again, everything's original.
That's original?
Yeah.
Spark plugs?
The spark plugs? Well, the wires, if you're talking about the wires, they're just the NGK ones.
I'm an idiot. I was talking about the wires. Sorry, I ran out of my wording. Spark plugs, yeah, the wires, okay.
Yeah.
Have you been able to upgrade anything, or this is completely original?
Completely original. The only modifications on this car are the suspension. It's on TNs. If you can see over here, I got the Cheetah camber / caster plates. So I have those adjustments up here. On the rear, you can't really see it because they're like installed, so it's covered by all the suspension parts. But I have his shims as well, so you can adjust the toe and the camber.
Oh, that's cool.
So I got that on the rear. And then on the rear for the upgrades as well, I have aluminum drums from an Insight. So it's less unsprung weight for better handling.
Eric, right? Eric mentioned that.
Yeah, I think he's running those too.
Yeah, shout out to Eric. It still trips me out, but
yeah,
that's a cool little upgrade, yeah.
Yeah, they're I think like a whole 4 pounds lighter than the iron drums.
That's That's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the future plans for this whopping 80 horsepower engine monster?
Nothing. Until it blows, I'll go B series.
Until it blows.
Yeah.
Shit. You're never gonna go B series.
I know. Dude, it doesn't want to give out. I've taken it to track days, and it's like 200 miles from where I live one way and then back, and no issues. It burns barely any oil, like maybe half a quart after the whole day.
Wow. Awesome little car, dude.
Doesn't have any leaks either, so I've rebuilt the top end actually.
Oh, okay.
So I've replaced the head gasket because I used to work at a shop, and that week my boss left and he was closing the shop down because I was the only employee and he was the only guy there. So he's like, yeah, let's close the shop down while I go on vacation. And I asked him if I could use the shop to do some work on my car. And in that week I took off the head, I sent it out to get machined, did all the gaskets on the engine, on the transmission too. I replaced the seals, and I did all this work, and it was the first time actually rebuilding an engine for me. So I was like, screw it, let's see if I did it right, and it's held up. It's probably 5 years, but it's only 30,000 miles on those 5 years because I don't drive
hard driven though.
Hard driven, yeah.
Yeah.
At the track. The master cylinder, it's out of a Prelude. I think it's the 7/8. I forget which year it's out of, but I have the receipt somewhere, so if I ever need to replace it, I can get it. So it's out of a Prelude. So a bigger master cylinder. The front brakes are out of an Integra. I think an 88 or 89. So again, same era, but the Integras just had bigger brakes and they bolt on. So I went with Integra brakes. I have the heel toe Fastline stainless steel lines. On the rear, again, I got the inside drums, and same with the line, stainless steel. But again, there's just small upgrades from other cars.
But day and night though, right?
Yeah, it's a huge difference. At the track, it holds up. I don't have any issues with locking up too bad, but I have locked it up a couple times. So it stops the car pretty good. It's on Porterfield pads on the front, and on the rear it's on Porterfield shoes. So I'm not sure if you've heard of the RS4s. I think they're street compound. I might have not worded that one correctly, but I think they're the RS4s.
Okay.